evening, everybody, and welcome to the Youth Arise Chatline. We want to thank you for joining us every Tuesday. That is never boring to you. Today is going to be an amazing day, and we have a wonderful topic to share with you today. Guess what? Do you know that the world is fast becoming what it used not to be before? And things that were not part of the system before have been integrated gradually into our world, and they are now becoming normal. Today, we are bringing to you that topic and many other. My name is Pius Emmanuel, and with me in the studio today is a beautiful lady, a familiar face in the studio.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pius. Good evening, everybody. I'm so glad to be here this evening. My name is Okoyemi Oyebode, and it's always a privilege to be here with my wonderful people, and today is Mr. Pius. How have you been? How was your day? How is the week going? It's just new anyway.
Oh, yes. The week is still new. Today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
But at least we have an experience since yesterday and today.
So let's come from the weekend. How was the weekend generally?
Oh, the weekend was very hectic. Programs in church, schoolwork, and some other things. For my own side.
I think for me, the weekend is quite short. Yeah. I can't even really say this is the weekend, how it went, because there was one thing to do after the other, and before I knew it, it was Sunday evening already.
You had a lot to do.
Yeah, like a lot of things to get engaged in.
And most time when it's Sunday evening, people don't even expect that Monday to come again.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Monday to come, actually. I wish it wouldn't.
All right, so people out there, may I please give you like 30 seconds to 1 minute to share today's show, to tell your people there, your friends, your neighbor, just tell a friend to tell a friend that today is going to be amazing. Look for popcorn or whatever, at least to have a wonderful time together with us.
So we're going to say that they are kind of watching a movie or something.
Something like that.
That's amazing.
Okay, the topic we shall be considering today is what the word is normalizing. Things that were not part of us before, but now they are now becoming gradually integrated into our world. All right, I think we should keep the ball rolling because we have a lot to discuss today. Let me start from my sister here. Let me start by asking, what is societal normalization?
Okay. Before we do that, before we start at all, I would like to urge our listeners and our watchers to please do not forget to like, and to comment.
Very important.
We are not just here to talk to ourselves alone. We really want to know what you have in mind as regards our topic for today, as always. We know you do amazing when it comes to that, and we know today is not an exception. Thank you. So you were asking about societal normalization, and I feel like you've mentioned earlier, though, that it is something that is not there before, or it used to be there but not maybe frowned at. But gradually, it begins to have its spot from spot. The spots begin to connect, and now it has entered into a stage where it's now a normal day thing. Like, people don't even see. It's not about even frowning at it anymore. It looks normal already. Nobody frowns at normalcy, I think.
Yes,
so,
yes.
I guess it's just those things that usually are frowned at or usually wasn't there before, and now it's now normal, accepted, and it's part of day-to-day life.
Yes.
What do you think about it?
Just the norms that we have personally adopted.
Yeah.
You know, societal normalization could be individual, could be for the society at large.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, there are some things that maybe as individual you were not doing before, and now in this century you feel like, I'm not a grown up, just let me feel like doing it.
But I don't think we'll call that societal.
Since I'm part of the society.
Okay.
All right. We have a lot of things to share today. And the first point here, just let me read out. Says, going by the scriptures and moral norms, it is widely accepted that a marital and social union should be between a male and a female, animals and human beings inclusive. However, it seems the tide is changing, and the world is embracing homosexuality. The world is now embracing the concept of homosexuality. What's your take on this?
Well, I think, normally this homosexuality thing is not something that we normally have in society. I think we've always had it. And it's something that when you see someone doing it, it's been frowned at. Even punishment can follow suit. But I guess these days, even if you speak against it, it looks like you are not accepting an individual the way the person is. Do you get it? It's like,
yes, yes.
once anyone just opens their mouth now to frown at such a thing, it looks like you're not being acceptant of that person. Like you're not accepting a fellow individual and what they choose to become. And it has really, I think it has affected the society today anyway. Because even like you said, biblically, it is not acceptable. It's a sin, biblically. But now in the world as it is, it's becoming normal.
I think we should hear the view of the view of our viewers.
And I think we should hear from you first as well.
Definitely you will.
Okay.
Well, you know, the concept of homosexuality are dated back from the book of Genesis in the story of Lot, where we have the Sodom and Gomorrah. It was something that God really frowned at, the scripture, and may I say, religion generally frowned at homosexuality. It led to the destruction of a whole city.
Yes, sir.
And just a few got escaped there by grace. So it is nothing, it's not something that we embraced before. But today, somebody can just wake up and feel like, no, I have feelings for this, my same sex, just let me go for him. It isn't that maybe the opposite sex is now scarce. Maybe as a guy, for an instance, I don't have a lady to marry again. I just wake up one morning and say, what I desire is to marry a guy of my gender. You understand? So this is now fast eating into the society, and today we are not really seeing anything bad in it. It's as if even there are some nations today that are enacting as law. You understand? I think I read of recent on the internet that some people were really protesting that this thing should be legalized. That why were they being chased about? You know, they don't want to do this thing hidden any longer. As I have the right to take my lady to the altar for marriage, a man and a woman want to go to the altar for marriage.
As well.
A woman and a woman want to go to the altar for marriage. And you know, this thing is now fast eating to the society and it's not becoming normal. But I think we should look into what are the effects, if there are any effects of this on our words today.
Well, I feel like one of the effects that I know mostly is the fact that people just want to be identified with something. And either with or as something. You know, you can imagine someone waking up and saying that I have affection towards a fellow same gender, and so far it is getting accepted. I just hope that one day someone doesn't wake up one day and decides to have affection towards a dog.
That's really happening.
I just hope that
I read of one on the internet too, that a woman took a dog to the courts and got,
married.
Yes.
A dog.
It's something today.
So I feel like the effect on society is that people, it's giving us so much freedom now that we just can take our emotions to be anything. So far the society will accept it. People are going to accept me. So it's now becoming a do you, be you kind of thing, and then no problem. So if tomorrow this bottle now becomes an affection thing towards me, I can say this is the bottle I want to, take as, anyway, maybe a spouse or something. Yeah, the world is becoming so free that you can just identify yourself to be anything. And I think it's really eating to the society, taking what we feel and we believe is normal out of the way and bringing this new normal thing into society.
Well, I think there's a point you mentioned that I really like to talk on briefly, and that is the word emotion. Everybody has emotion. That's the truth. You have emotion, I have emotion. But the way by which you work with your emotion and control your emotion, put it under subjection, is very important to where you are going.
That's true.
Because what leads many people to doing this is an emotion. Yes. So it is something that needs to be checked. And I think our audience outside there too, they have a lot to tell us on this. So as you are getting your comments across to us, I think it's necessary we go to the next point because we have a lot to say today. What do you think?
And I would like to also ask people at home to let us know what they feel about the effect of these things that we're already talking about these things are getting into normalcy. The first we have discussed is homosexuality. Now, how is it affecting society to you? We would like to hear from you as well. Thank you. Let's go on, sir.
All right, I think the second point it's related to the one we mentioned earlier. Let me read from here. It says, the issue of transgender is another abnormality which is gradually becoming normalized in the world now. Transgender. A man wants to transform into a woman and vice versa. This is beginning to register into the mind of the young generation. You know, as a man, I just feel like I don't want to be a man again.
You want to turn to something?
I want to turn to something else, maybe to a woman. And one day a woman could just wake up and say, no, I don't like being a man. I want to remove whatever that God has given to me to be a female gender. And I want to be a man.
Sir, do you think there's something that might be the cause of this thing? Like, is it a trigger? Is it an emotion? You know, the first one we said is an emotion because
yes,
it looks emotional based. But this particular thing, I know you are not in that shoe, but I just want us to think, maybe we can put ourselves in the shoe of anyone at all who will sin and want to think in their way. What do we think triggers that kind of thing?
I think there's a slight difference between the word affection and emotion. When you have a love for something, people just develop a certain affection for something either stupid, either good or bad. You understand now? So it's as if some people today, or let me say, people that are doing it have a kind of love, maybe for the opposite sex or for that opposite gender that God has not created them to be. As a man, as a male gender, maybe I have an affection for, how I wish I too have like breasts. This. You understand?
I think I read of someone's story, and whenever I read of transgenders, there's something that comes that aligns with the fact that ever since I was young, I always play in the female group. That is the guy talking. He used to be a guy, yeah. And the first excuse is that I realized I just like the female company. And I just want to be with them. I don't want to play with the guys. I just want the ladies. I just want the girls.
Just alone.
And yeah. And as much as I keep playing with them, I realize that I want to dress like them. I want to be like them. And that is where the journey starts from. So I don't know. Probably it's now bad when a son starts to be like liking the group of females. Now you just draw the person back. No, before you become something else, I'm going to draw you back.
Come back.
But I think that's where it all starts from. Like liking, of course, from the stories I've read, it always starts from I feel more comfortable, especially from young age, with this set of people, being around these people. I don't even work with guys. And before I knew it, I walk, you know, I feel like I can use makeup on my face, and I cannot do it as a guy. I can only do it as a girl. And before you know it, the journey to changing start.
The original sex.
Start. And it's a journey for them, as I think I've watched several stories of people. It's a journey that they go through, and before you know it. And the good thing is that the world is even making it so sweet these days. You would rarely even know this person was once a guy.
And that's it. The thing is that the world is not really frowning at it.
No, at all.
And that is where we are going. Why is the world not frowning at this thing? Is it not now becoming normal? And as a guy, you can now transform to be a woman. As a woman, you can now make yourself to be a man that God has not made you to be. That's a food for thought. And I think our audience outside there.
I think we have some comments. Okay, Emmanuel Akaiso says, hello, my people, Mr. Pius and Mr. Payemi. You are both doing well. Awesome stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. We celebrate you.
We celebrate you. And it went on to say that also it's trending now that some women are having sex with dogs. I saw something like that 2 days ago, yeah? Like, buy dogs and teach them to have sex with them. What do you think about this? I guess that's, I pray that doesn't go to normalcy though, because it's weird. Reading it is even weird. When I saw it on the internet too, I think it was one thing I saw and I scrolled because it was so ewy. Very ew to read. So I didn't bother even reading anything. Even comments. I just scrolled, you know, the way you scroll on some things. It went on to say, now we have a question. What do we think about that? Okay, I read someone recently how a man told the story that he was molested and sexually assaulted by his uncle at age 10. And ever since, he has been sexually attracted to the same sex, which is guy now, because his uncle has sexually harassed him. What can that man do about it?
We have two questions.
Two questions. Two questions to us and two questions to our people out there.
Okay, I think I will need to start with the first question. The guy had been harassed at the age of 10, and now by his uncle.
Okay.
That's devilish, number one. But the thing is that it had already registered in his heart, and he feel like
that's the normal.
That's the normal thing. Well, what the person can do is you can help yourself. If you are watching us, you can help yourself.
At all.
You just need, number one, you need God. Number two, you need counselor to talk to you.
Therapy.
Yes.
Back to back.
Because, the more people in that situation try to help themselves, they discover that they go deeper into it. So it's not something that you can just wake up and say, no, I want to stop
Today I'm stopping it.
No. You need somebody's help.
Because men actually would not hide for the whole day. There will be men out there.
At all.
There will be men. And the first one, actually, the first question says about these women having sex with dogs. It's not normal. I think I should just say it out loud. It's not normal. And I think, I don't pray it becomes normal. I don't wish it becomes normal because, dogs are actually beautiful creatures. People love them. But what they're about to start making them to become now is not.
Like I said earlier, that I saw that a lady took a dog to the court for wedding.
Probably she doesn't have any other person to get married.
Okay, when a wedding could be conducted between a human being and dog, what would be the outcome of the wedding?
Human dogs.
So it's not normal. Let's be factual with that. It's not normal.
At all.
And we really frown at it. We just hope that it doesn't become something that the world is now, really exploring.
And we pray for deliverance for people who are doing it. Amen.
We pray for them. Amen.
Adepeyi Debbie Tobilola says, I still can't get answers to the questions yet. Having the thought of becoming a man, being a woman is powerful. In fact, a woman is more powerful than a man. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, ma.
We have the greatest power, and that alone gives me joy every time I think about it.
And that's somebody that really appreciates who God has made her to be.
Who God has made her to be. And I think it falls back to appreciating who God has made us to be. Because God don't make mistakes. It doesn't make any mistake.
The Bible says, godliness with contentment
is great.
It's a great reward.
It's great.
So what I think leads some people to this lack of contentment.
Lack of
no matter how beautiful you are, no matter whatever, if you don't appreciate yourself and the making God has made you, you will go extra mile. Wow.
Let's move on, sir.
Okay. The next point here, we have a message from a lady. It says, hi, my name is Suzanne. I'm 23 years old. Growing up in a strict home, piercing was a big deal, even tattoo. That is piercing of hair for female now. Even tattoo. Now I see so many people with 13 or more piercing on their body. Wow. 13 or more. As well as tattoos. To me, this is overlooked, making it a norm in our society. Piercing either for male or, let's even say piercing for male. Because from onset, we know that females pierce ear. But now let's come to male piercing ears.
And to look beautiful anyway, I think.
And for female piercing, some parts of their body, piercing breast, piercing nose, piercing eyelashes,
tongue,
piercing every,
people even pierce tongue.
So, including tattoo. It's now becoming a norm in society. So she's asking, what is her view? What do you think about this?
Well, when it comes to tattoo and piercing, we've come to a stage where you might have to leave some point to the reasoning of whoever decided to go and do it.
Yeah.
Someone who decides that piercing is painful. I hope you know that. You might not know.
I've not done that before, but I know it should be.
I remember back in 100 level, like some people came to my room then and they had piercing. It was scary to look. I wasn't there when they were doing it, but at least I saw the outcome and it wasn't easy. But for people to have gone that far And I watch movies where tattoos have been made on people. Even if in the movie it's not real, it looks painful already. But for people to have gone to that level, I think it's probably love for it. I want to stop at it's the love they have for it. Some tattooed the names of their loved ones on the body. Some tattooed their favorite animals.
Like serpent, dragon, or scorpion.
In the body. So I feel like it's just a love for that thing that made them do it. Because if we don't like it, there's no need. Some even go as far. Have you seen someone with tattoo all over? Like
yes,
over?
I came across one. Just all over.
I feel like that has gone the other way because it's weird. I mean, what if he or she wakes up the next day and doesn't want that body anymore? Doesn't want the tattoo anymore? What happens?
Maybe we need to scratch up the whole body, and that's something. Well, okay, let us look at it from this angle. We know it is normal if a lady pierces just a single hole on the hair.
Some pierce more than one.
But we have seen about seven on single ear, like 5 on the other ear, and it just becomes like dangling in the street. What do you think about it? You are a lady. What's your view about this?
To me, I'm going to say my opinion, and I'm very much going to stay on my opinion. When it comes to piercing more than one, I do not frown at it, at least if it's like 2 or 3. Because I've seen 3 piercings that looks amazing back in university. The lady had 3 piercings. I mean, straight up. You would even think maybe since she was birthed, it was like that. Because it was so straight and she really put something dangling. So it made it so beautiful. But I actually frown at when the whole hair. Now that is my opinion. It might not be abnormal to do it. I just think it's fashion. People just want to, explore more fashion. And it's their body anyway.
It's their body. Anyway, to me, I wouldn't say it's wrong.
Okay, good.
Neither will I say it's right. I want to stand on defense, but nevertheless, let me stand on this. It is not something that should be encouraged.
Why?
The question is, why is that done?
Fashion.
To add more to beauty?
Yeah, fashion. Beauty.
Anyway, may I say, if to me, I see people like that, I don't go for. No matter how, one man's food is another man's poison.
That's why I think we are
so, and that's why we are talking from different perspectives now. So our viewers outside there, what do you think about this?
I think we have some more comments.
Okay, let us receive them.
So going forward, Emmanuel Akaiso says, some men get married and they marry women who are into other women. Yeah. The world is really going crazy these days. I mean, you would really even imagine. Have you ever thought of it and wonder, like, this is a old popcorn and watching movie kind of thing? Because if you go on the internet and you don't have a popcorn, it's going to be weird because you really need it.
You have a lot.
When you start seeing things, when you are shocked, you just munch on your popcorn and crush it into because your mouth needs to move and, distract you from what you read online. So, how do we sort this out in our generation? Bro, I don't think we are going to sort it. It doesn't look, because a lot of people are still wanting their chance. I'm sure someone is in this family right now wanting to tell his family how he likes other men. Or that lady they want him to marry is no problem, but he is going to still do things with other men too. I'm sure someone is still wondering, how do I sort this out with my family or something, or just do it secretly. Anyway, Debbie says, I still can't get answers. Okay, no, I think I've read it. Having sex with animals is the most craziest thing. Yeah, most craziest thing. How can someone wake up one day and make such a decision? No be juju with this. It is though, it is juju. Things that happen for this world, yeah. Animals for animals and humans for humans now. How would they even enjoy the nonsense? Just the thought of it is irritating. I think it's just human beings wanting to explore, because I can't think of any other thing to this. Exploration. Adebisi Stephen says the act of settling family conflict on social media is now being normalized. Is so right.
On social
when
media.
Families are not, although I think they're just trying to show us the sweet and bitter part of family. Because when they snap pictures together, everybody say, "Oh,
I
God,
wish
when?"
my home could be like this.
Somebody will start shouting, "God, when?" No. And so I feel like they're just trying to make sure that we know now that the family can turn sour. Because before you know it, someone just calls out her husband, the husband that you're in the same house together, on the internet. What happens to calling the person in the house? Just call the person out with the undo on the internet, and then they now have judges from the world renowned judges to judges. So bestiality, it has a name because it's been normalized.
Yes, that is humans sleeping with animals.
Okay. Emmanuel Hakaiser says some people tattoo Jesus on their body for the love of Christ.
For the love of Christ.
My main concern is, will tattoo stop you from going to heaven? I sincerely feel that should be done moderately. Do you think tattoo can take someone to hell?
Well, let's leave that judgment to God.
Okay, we're leaving it to God. But I think we should treat the point he mentioned that everything should actually be done in decency.
Let's moderacy be attached to everything.
As much as we want to explore fashion, we can actually just tune it to, because having tattoo all over your body might not necessarily speak good.
Might not.
And even if your words are as kind as anything, it might not necessarily speak good. Thank you. Vera Cobra says, this aspect of human rights has turned the world upside down. Be you. Mr. Pius, be you. The law is protecting them because of this so-called right. Yeah. And for the last one I'm going to say is from Debbie again. Piercing shouldn't be a big deal if it's moderate, though. Yeah, if it's moderate, it's not a big deal. Because there is no place in the Bible where piercing is only for the female. Everything should be normal and moderate. I don't support overdoing things. It irritates me when someone pierces their whole body for tattoo. I don't know what to say. So we have correspondence break right now, and our correspondence, Chedi, has gone to our people, to ask for their opinions based on today's topic. And I'm sure that we are all ready to listen and learn from others outside as well. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Me, hello Lisa and Mr. Pius. How are you guys doing in the studios? Okay, we are on the street of Avcılar, Istanbul, Turkey, and we're going to be asking people abnormal things you think the world is normalizing that goes against the Bible. Come along with me and let's hear people's opinions. Good afternoon. Could you please tell us your name?
Dr. William Mosier.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, could you share with us some examples of things that the world is normalizing that goes against the Bible?
Well, you'd have to define normalizing. Society does not tend to normalize things that that are against the Bible or the Quran or the Torah. It's rather a question of tolerance or accepting differences, because Jesus said, love everybody.
Okay. So you feel it's a matter of acceptance?
Yeah, it's a question of the serenity prayer is change the things I can in this world, accept the things I can't change, but know the difference.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy. Thank you.
My name is Debbie.
Okay, Debbie. So we'd like you to share with us things that you think the world is normalizing that goes against the Bible.
Premarital sex.
Okay. Could you expand on that?
Seeing people that are not married cohabiting, having sex before marriage.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
My name is Marilyn, and one of the things that is becoming popular that the world is normalizing that the Bible is against is probably internet fraud. Like, we have people that know they're doing internet fraud, and they're still the same people kneeling down and asking God to bless that hassle. I mean, how do we even do that? For me, it's obnoxious. Like, I cannot begin to put the two together, and yet we're supposed to be pure and present ourselves holy for our praises and our worship to be acceptable.
Good afternoon. My name is Omotololu Adeyasimi, and part of the things I feel the world has actually normalized is divorce. We've taken divorce to be something of, normal, but we're forgetting that the Bible actually says in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse, the last verse, that the only ground for divorce is when either of the spouse is dead. So if he's not dead or she is not dead, and then we're still carrying on with divorce, I feel it's just not proper. It's not normal. It's not biblical. So I feel like that's one of the things we've been normalizing.
My name is Moses Igbinosa. For me, I think what the world is normalizing is same-sex marriage, which is against it. And some examples, we have gay and lesbianism. The Bible said a man should leave his parents and cleave to his wife. It's not a man should leave his parents and cleave to another man. So I've never seen a male goat chasing another male goat for sex. So I think this thing is becoming more rampant, and if it's not curbed now, it's going to lead to a disastrous end.
You've heard what people have to say on the street about the things the world are normalizing. They highlighted things like same-sex marriage, divorce, premarital sex. All these are things the world are normalizing. Check your conscience. What are you normalizing? Over to you, Pius, Lisa, and Okwayemi in the studios.
That was a wonderful one, Chedi. Thank you so much. I really learned a lot. It looks like a lot of things we've discussed here are what our people also said, and it looks like we're working together in spirit. And I hope that we also hear what they have to say. A lot of things are getting normalized these days, and only God can actually save us. But digressing a little to what the world is normalizing. We've been talking about the things that we feel are bad, the ones we are neutral about, but now we're going to something positive. So many years before now, women are always expected to be confined in the four walls of their homes, almost without any right. But nowadays, it's becoming normal for women to vote, work, and even be bosses in their place of work. I'm smiling because that's amazing. Yeah, growing up, I think I didn't know much about these old women in the houses doing nothing until I started hearing it from outside. Because when I came, I think women were already working. So it was so bad to hear that before now, women are just expected to be given to their husbands, and you can't do more than give birth, cook, and that's it.
That's all.
That's all. Nothing else. You don't even talk when your husband and someone else, and you mute, and it looks like, what? How is someone human with that? But then, gradually, I read on the internet not quite long about a woman, although not usually mentioned, and I appreciate that page for bringing such a woman out. She was one of those that fought for women's rights, either to vote, to work, just to be free. And we can see these days that if it were to be men alone doing these things, probably a lot of things that are happening wouldn't even have, because a lot of potentials were hidden. Then we can see many women doing great things, even up until now that we can see that the Vice President of the United States is a woman. I mean, that's amazing. I was so happy when she was, when she won with the latest president. It was amazing. Now imagine such a woman being in the house, being just to cook, give birth, cook, give birth. What do you think, sir? What do you think of that beautiful up and growing?
I know you will call it beautiful.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Anyway,
beautiful.
From onset, I have been a female activist. I don't like this situation whereby a lady or a woman is being confined or being restricted to doing certain things. You understand? Because the concept of dominion, fruitfulness, making waves, imparting lives is not only limited to men.
Thank you.
I know you say thank you.
Thank you so much.
So females too, they have good roles to play in society.
Yep.
And when we limit them to the backyard, or just like that man said, that the wife belongs to the backyard or to the kitchen. I don't think that a woman should only belong to the kitchen, as much as she has a male responsibility there.
She has a responsibility,
So,
but being confined, it's something
there,
I don't know.
it's not what I really appreciate. Today, women are into politics. We have in Nigeria Dr. Okonjo-Iweala.
Yeah.
She's really heading a top position in the world today, and so that's something that is a plus to the
And we have many more
for,
women coming.
which I never engaged that.
Yeah.
So to our ladies outside there, I want to tell you that you can explore as much as possible. Nothing should limit you, careerly, spiritually, and I think we should look into that too, the spiritual aspects. You
In
know,
what way?
in those days, there was a saying, would I call it a saying, or a particular part of the Bible that says, let a woman be silenced in the church.
She should
Not
just
permitted to teach.
be quiet.
Yes, to be quiet. But today we have women, you know, in ministry, even becoming general overseer of mission.
And they are doing well.
And they are really doing well. So, what will you say to this?
Well, as much as you might want to look like maybe those women are, I think such a situation have arisen before. It arose one time and be like, women who are in the ministry are doing the wrong thing. I don't think so. I feel like, I don't know what concept brought about that which was written by Apostle Paul.
I think that was in the book of, it's a letter to the Corinthian churches.
Okay.
In those days, you know, Corinth happened to be a very civilized society. And there, the women there were very tough in the church then. So in order to put moderation to them, that was why that was written. So that they won't cause confusion. You know, in those days, when they were given just a little opportunity to do anything, they overblown it. Yeah, you have such women in power today. Once maybe you have female lecturers in your university days, you know how they behave. So when a woman ascends a particular position, you know how it is. So that's why Apostle Paul wrote that to the Corinthian church, that for this reason, let them learn from their husband. But I think in this way today, we have of blessed memory, Katrikuma, that God really used, you know, to anoint
really
even
well with the
men.
Holy Spirit, yeah.
We have Mother Teresa. We have the mother of this John Wesley, and you know, these women, you know, they really did brilliantly for God. And can we even come down to the RCCG? We have a mother in Israel, Mafula Deboye. She's really doing wonderful work in the ministry. So women, you know, you are permitted to go extra mile once it is God.
And it's a moderacy. We're not allowed to blow and to
Yeah.
just blow it up.
Yes.
And it looks like the world is becoming unbearable because it's a woman.
Yes,
No.
because the concept of the headship of man shouldn't be set aside.
Yeah.
No. So the man should still be given his place as the head. So that should be well understood.
Still on, I think we still appreciate the fact that that is becoming normal. Women
Yes.
now are free.
It's not normal.
So women shouldn't owe anything to not fulfilling it.
No,
We
no, no,
should
no,
let
no,
them
no.
in. Can we read some comments, please? I think we have so many comments we haven't read.
Okay, let me read the comments here from Adebi Debbie Tobiloba. She says, I'm not supporting divorce, please. There's an exception to that. Then she also says, however, the time is short. We need part 2 of this topic, please. Maybe we discuss with the crew.
Later.
All right, Emmanuel says, the way out of all this unnecessary normalization is the renewing of your mind. Let me add according to Romans 12.
That's true. Thank you so much.
Verse 2 there. It says, when your mind is renewed by the word of God, trust me, there are so many ungodly and unholy things you will not do.
That's true.
I think it's right there.
Yeah.
So the first thing you should ask yourself is your mind renewed? See, as the Holy Spirit rebuke you for, for something you did, and immediately you are apologizing. Yeah, that's what I am talking about. Renew your mind and the others would follow. Thank you, Akasi Emmanuel. Vera Cobra says, another one is twerking. That's serious. Even new babies want to twerk. Really? Society does not fund it at all.
So, I think I'll say something about that.
This is serious.
I think mothers are even allowing their kids to go on so much makeups, and before you know it, they just, and society kind of clap like, oh, my
Applaud such
ovaries,
babies.
and they say my ovaries. Even men will shout ovaries.
Really?
They don't have ovaries though, but you know, everybody wants to make, this tiny baby is dancing, and all the gangs of oh my ovaries comes up like, oh. Then it encourages more people because nobody frowned at it, or maybe a little sect. Just a few compared, and those ones that frowned at it will be slashed. They will be lashed at like.
They're not exposed.
If you're not exposed, if it's not your baby, if you want to do your own, to go and do your own as well. So I think that's what just make those ones keep quiet, and everybody just clap. Amazing. So I think that's what's happening. Let's go on, sir.
Okay, Adebi Debbie says the world is not yet ready for that women are set to do. We can no longer be confined in a place. Nobody is confined any longer.
Sister.
This 21st century, explore as much as you do. But let it be moderate. God bless you.
Thank you.
All right, Ademu Oluwayogo says, my wife can stay at home. Oh, yeah, yeah. No full-time housewife ministry. Wait, let's consider this statement. My wife can stay at home. Oh, no full-time housewife ministry.
Full-time.
Housewife ministry. I think it is somehow paradoxical. Yeah.
He alone can explain that.
He alone can explain that. All right, thank you, Arevolo Ashegun.
He said it's can't. My wife can't stay. Let's say can't. My wife can't stay at home.
Okay.
No full time.
My wife must go out to do something.
Do people still do this full time ministry though? Like.
And that will not really help the society. You know what the economy is saying now?
Hallelujah. Let's go.
All right, Very Agobra says it is easier said than done. Sir, women have been relegated at the background. Even when they speak out, the world still doesn't want to hear. How many women are ruling the world?
We're going there.
I mean, presidents.
We're getting there.
Check out their results at the university. Check how they manage the family. They are born rulers. But yet, they are nothing in the society. They said we are baby factories.
Not anymore. We are getting to that presidential seat.
I think the level we are now is a level at which women are now given freedom. But compared to what is happening in this 2000 and to 1990, 1980.
It's better, and it's going
now
to get more better.
It's going to be getting better. So let us just take that's going to be getting better for you women outside there. It's a good news for you. Never allow anybody to relegate you because you are not meant to be relegated.
Yes.
All
Now
right.
we're going back again.
We have one from Arevolo Ashegun. It says, some husbands don't allow their wife to work no matter their qualification. I think this is absurd. And no matter how they come out with first class, 2-1, 2-2 or whatever high grade, they are still confined at home to be. What's your take on this?
May God deliver them.
So such men need deliverance.
God will deliver them.
All right.
They have a reason though, but from my own opinion, they shall be delivered.
They shall be delivered.
Amen.
I just hope it's not demonic.
Amen. So we're going to move quickly into something that the world is also normalizing. Let's talk about baby mamas. Pregnancy before marriage and some other things that has to do with marriage and relationship. Someone mentioned it during the correspondence.
Yes, I think Debbie, yes.
Cohabiting, yeah.
Cohabiting.
See, it's becoming more rampant that pregnancy before marriage and baby mamaism is now the new normal. Like, before it used to be like women without husbands are always like shy in the society. You know, people tend to be like, so where is your husband? Like, you don't have one, like, oh.
She has no crown.
She has no crown over her head. But these days, the baby mamaism is just the way to go. Like, get the bag for the babies, for them babies. Get the bag of fortune for them, and you're good to go. Just live your life. And you become younger without stress of a man. He keeps taking care of the children. Things are getting better. You're secure in the bag, especially if it's a celebrity. Way to go.
I think that is where we are missing it today.
How are we missing it?
Because
it looks simpler and easier.
The concept of this baby mamaism, if there's anything like that,
maybe,
boils down to these are so-called celebrity. These are the people that our younger generation now watch. Because you know they have been uploaded on social media and whatever. They have like 1,000 or million followers on Instagram. And for somebody in that caliber, this person might be doing well. That doesn't mean that all celebrities have a normal life they are living. So the concept of baby mamaism, I would say, comes from them and is now being embraced by our women. I think the concept of female emancipation should be well defined. That women should be free to do some things isn't a license to do some other things. Like, I don't want a crown over my head. I'm not talking about somebody that is in abusive marriage. That's another factor on its own. You understand? Okay. But I just feel like I want to be a mother, but not a wife. So these are two different things.
Maybe they don't want stress.
Is there a stress?
It could be for them. You don't know, maybe they grew up knowing that men stress women out.
I think
it could be in their own family that way, and they decide that, I don't want this.
Well, let's be realistic. The problem of the world today is that we are taking God out of everything. That's just it. We are taking God
out of everything.
Out of everything. What was it like in the beginning? If you are going to do anything, I think our compass should be the scripture as Christian, and to other religions, I think they have holy books too, as claimed. So what is written there? Is this thing encouraged?
Some people don't actually want to be baby mamas though. What if it just become a kind of sexual relationship and then it resulted into pregnancy and the guy said, I'm not getting married yet.
Like out of wedlock.
Well, and the woman has to take care of the kid. She doesn't want to do abortion. Then she becomes a baby mama. And the guy go on to marry someone else. Some people don't just decide, I don't want, some people might decide they don't want a crown over their head as a man. Some get into it via situations.
Yeah, there are situations that are beyond human control, understood. But to the young ones outside there that you have not been a victim yet, I think this is a counsel for them. Just look before you leap.
And then men also should, if you don't want someone, I think there's no need making them feel that they can do anything, even getting pregnant.
Don't fake love.
Don't fake love.
Don't fake love. Don't tell somebody. You know, one thing I once said it that women attend to react to what they hear. If as a guy I come to you and I sweet mouth, tell you, oh, you are the butterfly in my garden, you are this and this and this. A woman falls for that, and who knows? Maybe deep down the man, he has something to do with the lady, and when finally the lady ends on the bed, the eyes of the guy opens, and I never expect this. I just thought just within 5 minutes we enjoy ourselves, and now pregnancy sets in. I'm not ready to be a father. So I disown both you and your child. So that's why I said, look before you leap. Put everything. If you are even in a relationship for now, ask God. So that you won't end up regretting. And those in that particular dilemma, let me put it that way, there's still hope for you.
There's hope for everyone.
Yes, there's hope. So that doesn't mean that that's the end of life.
Let's read some comments, Mr.
Oh,
Myers.
I think we have a lot of comments here. Wow. We have, from Akai Semane says, another angle here. Some women get themselves pregnant through IVF. I think that's one of the points we had in our something. Because they are getting older in age and they are yet to get married. I think that's true. They also don't want to risk it as per the age factor. I actually do understand how they feel, especially with the stigma the world put on them. What do you think? They want to be mother. Because they don't want to die being a barren. That is like a stigma. And just they go medically.
And
yes.
Science is bringing out so many way forwards these days.
We have sperm donor, we have sperm buyers. And it's as if it's now becoming normal in the society that, if I don't even have a husband, I can go to the sperm bank and get something for myself and have a male child or a female child.
Twin sometimes.
All right, now ask, what do you think about this?
Well, I think that in that kind of situation, it's just pretty understandable. It's understandable. People get to a certain age, nothing is happening, no marriage is forthcoming, due to many reasons that we might not be able to tell. So I think even some people are in marriage, they cannot have kids. They have to go through IVF. So it's not like the only situation that brings about. Well, so IVF is just, to this kind of scenario that he painted, I think it's just pretty normal.
Well, I think waiting on God is very much important in this situation. You understand? I've heard of testimony of women at 50s still conceive and have child.
But I feel like if God doesn't want people to use the IVF, the information about developing it may not have come.
The thing is that the Bible says in the book of Daniel that in the last day wisdom shall increase, either positive or negative.
Okay, sir.
So most of the things we have in society today, they are not all positive.
Okay, I rest my case.
So it depends on how we now use their technological advancements.
I think today we really need a second version of it because there are lots more things that we've written that we would love to discuss, but time is against us now. But before we go, please read
the comment of Aremolo Ashegu. He says, baby mama is really from celebrities. Just that when they have done one, it gains publicity. Bloggers pounce on such info. Baby mama is everywhere. Social media is what is making the issue more pronounced now. It has long existed even in Nigeria. Watch American show and you will be amazed.
The list of the things that the world is normalizing is long, and we cannot even say it all. But we are
And that's why
happy,
somebody says that we need part 2 of this topic.
and we are happy that we are on this show discussing things so that we don't just give a blind eye to things that were not there before but now are there, and it's looking like they have not only crept into society, but they are now
They are
seated.
part of society.
They are seated as princes, kings, queen on their own, and it's not even about liking or frowning anymore.
No,
It's normal.
it's not
now.
normal.
So we just feel like we've had a nice time. I think I've had a nice time discussing
Same
this
here
topic,
with me.
and I'm sure our viewers at home have done the same. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was amazing to discussing these things. You know, normally nobody just comes out and starts discussing homosexuality and transgender or anything like that. There are still many more, and that you can even discuss on the comment section. We would like to read from you about more and more that you know. What would you like to say, sir?
All right, so our viewers, they want to really appreciate you for joining us today. If you have not shared, please, this show worth sharing. Just share. It can be of help to somebody outside there.
That's true.
So who knows? Please share, tell a friend to
Tell a
like
friend.
and to comment on it. We really want to appreciate you, and I'm glad to be on the show today.
Me too.
Wait, my lovely sister.
Okwayemi Oyobode remains my name. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.
And my name is Emmanuel Pius. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.